There's this funny meme that I've seen a couple weeks ago. It was basically like a picture of like the pearly gates of heaven. You know, the stereotypical gates that you see like on movies. You know how they say like how heaven looks like. You know, with the pearly gates. You know, the sent on the cloud, and all this kind of stuff. You know, talking about the stereotypical cartoon heaven that you always see. And in the meme, that the words even heaven has gates and a fence or something to that nature, something to that effect. It was a funny meme, but it proved the point that even in so-called utopia, what Christians call heaven or whatever, you know, it does heaven, God or Jesus or whatever. They don't let everybody in within the Christian doctrine because even when in the Bible it's talking about the pearly gates and all this kind of stuff. You know, St. Peter's out there, and they got the list, and you know, only people who are saved can get in or whatever. You know, even in heaven, God doesn't let everybody in. You know, just within the Christian doctrine. You know what I'm saying? And also when you think about the word utopia, people think it's this place that could be attained, but if you look up the word utopia, like the etymology of the word utopia, it means no place or no such place. So pretty much utopia is something that can never exist, never has, never will. You know, so that pretty much tells you that even in actually even in the Bible, when it talks about heaven, like in the book of Revelation, it says there's a war in heaven. So if there's a war in heaven, that would tell you that even in what they call quote unquote paradise, there can still be turmoil, disagreeableness, war, violence, and things of that nature, even in heaven. So even heaven is not this perfect state, you know. But it goes to show you that, you know, you know, people on earth to have this so-called liberal mindset that, you know, everything should be for free. You shouldn't have to work, you know, let people, whatever perversion they want to express, let them express it regardless of how detrimental it is. Normalize psychological disorders and things of that nature. You know, that's gonna backfire because when I looked at that meme, it kind of reminded me that regardless of how open-minded you are, there are some things that are just common sense, you know, things that open-minded people look down upon, like marriage, gender roles, and things of that nature. They look down on it, but they don't realize that we wouldn't even have civilization that we know of today if it wasn't for that discipline, you know. And and a lot of people really need to come to that realization that, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being open-minded, but you know, there's a place for structure, there's a place for discipline, there's a place for traditionalism. All those things are important. You got to be grounded in something. You can't look down upon it like, oh, that's old fashioned, oh, that's conservative, that's racist. No, if it wasn't for those things, you wouldn't have the comforts that we have today. You know, it took a disciplined mind to create a computer, which led to the cell phone. You know, you know, you know what I'm saying? All the technology, all the things you see around you, from the TV, the radio, the computer, shelter, AC, heating, you know, all that was planned from schematic. You know, a man had to have a disciplined mind to design that. You know what I'm saying? So people who call themselves liberal, open-minded, you know, they should not look down on the concept of discipline and structure. I'm a big fan of this quote right here. This is a quote from Buddha, and it reads, "Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water." And that quote is powerful. And the reason why it's powerful is because it's saying that no matter how deep information that you attain, no matter how enlightened you are, no matter how woke you are or conscious you are, no matter, you know, how much you meditate, how much you know things about the Illuminati, about UFOs and spaced out stuff. No matter how deep you get, you always got to remain practical in the real world. And that's pretty much my interpretation of the quote, is because it's saying that no matter how much information that you attain, no matter how deep it is, no matter how occult it is, how metaphysical it is, I don't care if you're into Wicca, magic, um, chaos magic, dilemma, Rosicrucianism, masonry. You like studying about space. You're into the whole UFO thing, the Illuminati thing. Talk about the Knights Templar. I mean, the whole gamut. No matter how deep you go in the information, you got to remain grounded and practical. So that's pretty much what this quote is implying. Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. It pretty much means that no matter how much information that you attain, you're still on Earth, and you still got shit to do. So that's pretty much the meaning of the quote in a nutshell.